India is a very mysterious place and is often misrepresented, and behind what we know of India is a hidden culture of expression and a spirit that isn't easily lifted in a place that is classed as a developing nation. With the world's sixth largest economy, life is hard, but the teens have found a way to unite through music and dance. Having a freedom of expression with new friendships and bonds as well as personal growth, all found united into breakdancing.
No matter how old we get, we'll always be a B-boy.
Actually, we don't call it breakdancing. We call it breaking.
No, every single is hard, but breaking is more harder because every round needs so much of stamina, so much of power.
Attitude is like same thing as confidence. If you have a good attitude, if you have a good confidence, then your body will react to the music.
When I have my problem, I dance. When I feel happy, I dance. When I don't have anything to do, I dance. When I'm cooking, I'm gonna dance. So that is my everything.
And then you need dynamic, you need footwork, you need power, you need style, you need musicality.
Because I feel with the hard work I have done, I can do it.
Because everyone wants to be the best, man, and no one wants to lose.
I think breakdancing has made me who I am today. That's why I'm out here, like on this interview with you guys. Maybe I would have probably not been on this documentary if it wasn't for breakdancing. I've been like,
if this all works to you, then only you really can win it. It's not so easy, but every day is not the same day. Sometimes every single person gets a day, and that day you really kill it.
So breaking was something that helped me to be where I am right now.
When you dance, it's like you're always a kid. So what happens is like when we get old, we sort of try to think different. We should never forget the kid inside us.
When I dance, I always feel good about myself. Also, if the music is really good, if I can really feel the music well and I can feel the funk.
ब्रेकिंग में मुझे आई थिंक सब कुछ ही पसंद है, ऐसा कुछ पर्टिकुलर चीज़ नहीं है, लेकिन मुझे जो डिस्क्राइब करता है मैं बोलूँगा अ फंकी किड, अ फंकी गाय, है ना। और मैं जब भी डांस करता हूँ तो मैं ट्राई करता हूँ कि थोड़ा सा अलग ही दिखूँ और अलग चीज़ ही करूँ। इसके लिए वो चीज़ मुझे डिस्क्राइब करता है, मतलब डिफ्रेंशिएट करता है कि मतलब मैं अलग ही, मतलब एक क्राउड से थोड़ा सा अलग ही रहना पसंद करता हूँ, तो मुझे वो चीज़ डिस्क्राइब करता है।
Each and every b-boy loves all the tracks, all the tracks.
We have explored the corners of India to connect up with upcoming athletes who are training hard to prove themselves and push their confidence and drive forward within the world of breakdancing. But there is no easy road to success.
In India, street culture is kind of growing so much. It's grown up already, but it's still growing. And every single street dancer has a kind of a different style. And it's growing. We can see so many people walking around now, and it's 100% growing.
Breakdancing has changed me a lot as a personal way, because when I was a kid, I used to fight with others. So when I started breakdancing, I left fight, and at that point, I got to change my anger into an artistic way.
Everybody has a different dreams, and each and every street dancer really don't know what they're really going to become in the end. Every person just knows to just work hard, and each and every b-boy believes that they're going to get something bigger, and that's going to be our future. Nobody knows what is they going to be a future, but we believe that we're going to have some better future for sure.
So breaking was something that helped me to be where I am right now. So understand the lifestyle, like be in that zone. So breaking really helped me. That's why it's so fascinating and so crazy.
So here's a little bit of history. Breakdancing, when it started, of course, we have to give the ultimate respect to the New York City, the East Coast. You had the Boogie Down Bronx, you had Kool Herc, you had the Flip of Hollywood, Washington Square Park, New York City Breakers, Rock Steady Crew, and Dynamic. A lot of these dancers were dancing in the clubs, Studio 54, the Funhouse, and the Roxy, and then they decided to take it to the next level and actually go from the streets to the stage. Once they started doing documentaries like Wild Style and MTV music videos, Malcolm McLaren, and all these different outlets for the world to see, the dance craze picked up. But within the culture, they had all styles, popping, locking, and boogaloo. So in the movie Breaking, Turbo was officially an all-styles break dancer, an all-styles b-boy. He did everything. And so Turbo's on the floor, he's in the air, he's everywhere. And so hopefully, as the Olympics launch their debut of breakdancing be a sport, the other companies will pick up and we'll have locking battles or popping battles or all freestyle international battle.
It was like quite rough, like growing up, because like you see people like smoking weed, people drinking alcohol, people fighting, people abusing, and all of that. So it was quite rough, like growing up in that surrounding, and I wanted to get out of that. I didn't want to have that kind of life, like as a kid, like I got quite mature enough to tell myself that I don't want to be a part of like this, and I don't want to spoil my career like these guys are doing. I don't look at myself doing this in my future. My reality is I'm a school kid, but whenever I used to get free time, I never thought about something else, but it was breaking, because I wanted to be like that. I wanted to be I was so attracted by comics and superhumans, superhero movies, and this quite gave me a vibe of even though I don't have a costume like that, or I don't have superpowers like that, but I can create and I can build myself like that. So what used to happen was whatever I used to learn in school, I used to come and I used to practice that in front of my house. So we used to come together, my friends from my neighborhood, and we used to just play, so these guys used to play, and then I used to just kick and just mess around. It went for a couple of months, and then I found some friends who were also interested in it, and they quite gave me a company. This guy called Mohsin, he lives in my neighborhood, and he was quite older than us. He was elder to us, and he's like, what are you guys doing? Try look at this. So we didn't have phones. We didn't have nothing. So this guy just showed us a video of Red Bull BC1 2005, which got quite viral. And looking at that, I'm just surprised. I'm like, what is this? And it was so new. So I just saw that, and I started imitating those b-boys, and I'm like, wow, even I want to be like this cool. I want to challenge myself, and which was quite dynamic. Visually it was quite dynamic to look like. I didn't had any single thought that such thing can happen with our bodies. And when we are kids, we always try to do things that look cool, and that which is not done before. So in my surrounding, where I was growing up in Jogeshwari in Mumbai, we formed a little group, and then we used to support each other, and it was really a different world for us, because I saw a couple of kids in my neighborhood. So a couple of kids are just doing wrong things, bro. So it just came into my life. Breaking just came into my life, and this thing happened that I started discovering about myself, what are my likes, how I want to live my life, and how beautiful is life in a perspective of a b-boy. It was quite different, but it was challenging at the same time. So those friends whom I started with, they had to like, you know, stop breaking due to like the family conditions and stuff like that. And I was so blessed that like, you know, that my family conditions were like, you know, quite okay. They really like, you know, they really supported like, you know, me. They were not knowing like, you know, what I was doing at first time. They had believe in me like, you know, that whatever I'll choose to do, like, you know, I'll do it like, you know, with my own, like all of my heart, and like, you know, I'll do it right. Every parent wants like, you know, their kids to be like a doctor or an engineer, or like, you know, no one really like, you know, pushes their kids like, you know, to do what they really like and do what's in their actual interest. I like, you know, searched on internet like, you know, b-boying in India. I got to know like couple of events. One of them was The Culture. There was Cypherholics, there were Freakin' Styles crew, there were UD Combat crew, Swordfish crew. Then like, you know, I built some of my friends, like, you know, I built like, you know, a friendship with some people, and they were like, you know, informing me ki, okay, there's an event happening, there's a competition happening, let's go there and let's like, you know, let's watch. That's how I started going to jams. So in 2009 I started off breaking, but I was just doing it like, you know, on my own, and was not exposed to like the whole Indian breaking community. So I gave it some time, like, you know, I gave it like, you know, a year. I got to know that this competition is happening. It's called The Culture, and I just wanted to like, you know, step into that world and see like, you know, how things go down, because I have never experienced. I have only like, you know, watched it in the videos. So I wanted to like, you know, just experience the whole thing. So I went there and I saw like 500 b-boys, bro. They were from like, you know, from all over India, bro. And I was like, you know, very small, very naive, like, you know, quiet kid, just watching and experiencing like, you know, what and how it's going down. And there were people from Bangalore, like Chennai, Delhi, everywhere, bro, everywhere. I'm like, wow, this is like huge. This is huge. Like when I saw the video, it was like just 8 people competing, 16 people competing with each other. And here there are like 200 people already. I'm like, wow, what is this? Music is playing loud, everyone is ciphering, everyone is exchanging, and people are like, you know, warming up and getting ready to battle. And I'm just like, you know, quiet and watching like, you know, what's going down, because I wanted to experience, you know. I was breaking, not that good, but I wanted to like, you know, enjoy the vibe, you know. And that time I was not part of any crew. What I used to do is like, you know, I just used to go to the events and just watch and like, you know, just see like, you know, what energy, like, you know, what is the energy in the building, like, you know, how they prepare themselves for battles. Yeah, bro, it just feels so blessed to be a b-boy, man, because I can fight all my battles like, you know, by just breaking.
Having a job and training is kind of hard. I feel not everyone does it in India especially, and I do this full time as a b-boy, so there are times where you kind of go broke and then you get rich as well. So it depends. Sometimes you get gigs and sometimes you don't, you know.
I give up my work when I really wanna go compete. I love to battle. That's why, you know, sometimes you have to give up your work and just go battle. That makes you happy.
So basically, मेरा जो job है, मैं classes लेता हूँ. Breaking classes से ही earn करता हूँ. अभी लॉकडाउन के टाइम थोड़ा, you know, ऊपर नीचे हो गया था, सब क्लासेस बंद थे. बट इसके पहले भी मैं क्लासेस से ही earn कर रहा हूँ. अभी भी क्लासेस से ही. तो मैं जॉब नहीं कर रहा हूँ, तो बेसिकली मैं ब्रेकिंग से ही कमा रहा हूँ. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द लोग को लगता है कि ब्रेकिंग में पैसा नहीं है एंड ऑल, बट ऐसा नहीं है. इफ़ यू मतलब अगर आप दिल से करो तो दिल से आएगा. यू नो, यू हैव टू पुट योर वर्क फ्रॉम योर हार्ट. ऐसा नहीं है कि पैसे के लिए आप ब्रेकिंग कर रहे हो, ऑफकोर्स तो नहीं आएगा. तो मेरे लिए यही है, मैं ब्रेकिंग से ही पैसा कमाता हूँ. बट मेरा एक टाइम टेबल है, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली क्लासेस वीक में ट्वाइस अ वीक रहता है, तो मतलब हफ्ते में 2 दिन, तो मैं उस हिसाब से मेरा प्रैक्टिस सेट करता हूँ. अभी समझो मॉर्निंग में कुछ नहीं है, सो आई गो फॉर वर्कआउट, और शाम को क्लास है 6 to 8, हाँ, तभी क्लास लेता हूँ एंड देन अगेन आई गो फॉर प्रैक्टिस. तो वैसा मैं शेड्यूल करता हूँ. बीच में अगर आराम, यू नो, रेस्ट करने के लिए टाइम मिला तो मैं रेस्ट कर लेता हूँ. तो एक प्रॉपर शेड्यूल बनाता हूँ. अगर कॉम्पिटिशन्स आता है तो यू नो, तो मैं क्लासेस कम कर देता हूँ और मोर इनटू कॉम्पिटिशन्स पे फोकस करता हूँ, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली डिसिप्लिन रहना बहुत मैटर करता है मेरे लिए. डिसिप्लिन, हार्ड वर्क, ये सब. तो मैं उस हिसाब से वर्क करता हूँ. अगर नेशनल कॉम्पिटिशन्स है तो ऑब्वियसली उस हिसाब से, बिकॉज बहुत सारे अभी कॉम्पिटिशन्स इतना है कि पूछो मत, कि इंडिया में बहुत सारे बी बॉयज़ है एंड दे आर द बेस्ट. तो मुझे वो लेवल का अगर कम्पीट करना है तो आई हैव टू वर्क हार्ड, लाइक मतलब एकदम गंदा तरीके से प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. तो उस चीज़ के लिए कोई चीज़ मुझे सेक्रीफाइस करना पड़ेगा, जैसे क्लासेस कम करना पड़ेगा या सुबह का टाइमिंग, क्लासेस का टाइमिंग वगैरह एंड ऑल. सो ये चीज़ देखना पड़ता है, तो उस हिसाब से मैं टाइम टेबल बनाता हूँ.
Yeah, it always matters with the month and the season as well. It's tough to earn, but I say there's always a way if you can like just work on promoting yourself, and that's what most of me I do. Like, and I somehow try to save money so I can travel to jams and attend jams as well, and try to win the jam so I can attend another jam, you know. So it just keeps going on like that. Like, it's fun.
Everybody has a different dreams, and each and every street dancer really don't know what they're really going to become in the end. Every person just knows to just work hard, and each and every b-boy believes it that they're going to, you know, get something bigger, and that's going to be our future. Nobody knows what is they going to be a future, but we believe that we're going to have some better future for sure.
My mom loves what I do. She believes in me. She knows that I can do something with this, you know. So we have like nice understanding at home. Like whenever I go, even if I lose for some competition, if I win and I go back home, she always, you know, see me with a smile face. She always accept me. So like we have a very good, you know, like environment at home with whatever I'm doing.
About respect towards dancers, I think in India there's a lot of dance culture. There's classical dance, then there's Bollywood dance, and then you have contemporary, so many styles of everything, and breaking. So I don't know if there's like a special respect for breakers or street dancers, but I think there's a growing understanding, and people always knew, okay, this is a dancer. It's not easy, like 100 people will tell you 100 times, 100 every day about how you should have a backup, and that's something I'm still struggling with. Like I was telling you, my degree exam I'm still giving. Sometimes I'm like, why am I giving it? But everyone tells you to have a backup, so I guess there's still a little fear about what it can be, but respect wise I think it's growing quite a lot.
I think I was 12 to 13 years old when I first saw my senior member breaking in the park. That was the first time I saw what this art form is all about. It was something crazy I've never seen in my life, and at that moment only I fell in love with it. I think the difficulty, the thing which like not many people can do, that was the thing that inspired me to pursue this art form, to do something that world has never seen. So that was my objective from the past, and still is.
I usually practice alone because when I practice alone, I create myself. I create my skills very easily, and I don't get disturbed with anybody while doing practice alone. But I practice with my friends sometimes when I try to do cipher. But I usually practice alone because it gives me more patience and more thoughts to create my moves.
I actually saw all the videos from YouTube only, and then after watching my seniors practice in the park, I asked him to like if he can teach me, but then he was like this is a circus, I won't be teaching you. And so what happened is like I was a rival to him, and I practiced so hard, so it took me 1 to 2 years to earn my respect from him. I usually don't have a specific place to practice because in Delhi it's really hard to find a studio because it's very costly. So I practice like anywhere I can, like let's say parks. Usually I'm practicing in my basements, and you can say there are like open spaces with a good floor. I'm basically looking for a good floor where there's no disturbance, but sometimes like it's very hard. Big ups to those guys who are like balancing job and this art form because it's very hard, And you believe me, I know this because sometimes I feel like I want to take this as a job, but my art and my style doesn't allow me to take a job, because it's like I practice, I used to practice 8 to 10 hours, and now I'm practicing 3 to 4 hours daily. So the mental pressure and the physical pressure is very, very high. I feel like I can do this thing which I won't be able to do if I take a job.
So those who already into breaking, for them मेरा एडवाइस ये है कि जस्ट ब्रेकिंग पे अपना पूरा फोकस करके मतलब नहीं है अभी के लिए, क्योंकि एंड ऑफ द डे आप लोग को चाहिए पैसा, और पैसे से सब कुछ हो सकता है. सो एट द सेम टाइम जब आप डांस करते हो, एट द सेम टाइम आपको कुछ ऐसा स्किल भी सीखना चाहिए जो आपको, जहाँ से आपको पैसा आ सके, क्योंकि आपको ब्रेकिंग से हर टाइम पैसा नहीं आएगा, एक एज तक आएगा. और जब तक आप फेमस हो, जब तक आप कम्पीट कर रहे हो, जब तक आप फिज़िकली सही हो, तब तक आपको पैसा आएगा वहाँ से. लेकिन उसके बाद क्या? सो ये चीज़ कोई सोचता नहीं है हम लोग के कम्युनिटी में कि सबको कमाना है डांस से, लेकिन डांस से सब लोग नहीं कमा सकते, क्योंकि जैसे कि मैंने बताया, किसी एक को, किसी दो को ही वो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलता है बड़ा करने के लिए, और सबको नहीं मिल पाता. इसीलिए ताकि हम लोग टोटली उस पर डिपेंड ना हो, है ना, इसीलिए हम लोग को कुछ ऐसा करना चाहिए, कुछ ऐसा स्किल भी सीखना चाहिए जहाँ से हम लोग को पैसा आए और हम लोग अपना डांस भी कंटिन्यू कर सके. नहीं तो बाद में प्रॉब्लम ये हो जाएगा कि आप डांस तो कर रहे हो लेकिन अगर पैसा नहीं है, और पैसे के लिए आपको करना पड़ेगा जॉब, और फिर आप डांस छोड़ दोगे. तो इसके लिए आई थिंक स्टडी एजुकेशन होना चाहिए बेसिकली हम लोग के कम्युनिटी में. और जिसको डांस स्टार्ट करना है, मैं ये बताऊंगा कि आपको अंदर से काम लेना पड़ेगा, आपको बहुत पेशेंस रखना पड़ेगा अपने चीज़ को लेके, कि आप कभी कुछ मूव जल्दी सीखोगे नहीं, लेकिन आप अगर पेशेंस रखोगे, अपना हार्ड वर्क करोगे वो चीज़ के लिए, तो आप कर सकते हो. डिफ़िकल्ट नहीं है.
I am who I am because of my crew. Like my crew taught me so much. I got to be a better man because of my crew. If it wasn't for my crew, I don't think I wouldn't be able to stand in a place where I'm right now. So you can say everything from like how to become a good human being, to how to become a good athlete, to how to live a good life. I think that's what my crew taught me. There used to be tension back in the days, but so far in Delhi, I think our unity is much better than the other states. So sometimes like there are grudges, like if like I feel I want to call that guy out, who I feel is like a really good b-boy. So sometimes there are grudges, sometimes there are tension between us, but we sort it out using the battle only.
जब मैं डांस करता हूँ, व्हाट आर द इमोशंस, अच्छे से डांस करता हूँ. सो इट्स लाइक जब मैं डांस करता हूँ अच्छे से, तो मेरा यही इमोशंस यही रहता है कि बिकॉज लाइक कभी कभी आई फील कि आई एम प्राउड ऑफ माई सेल्फ कि इतना टाइम से आई एम स्टिल देयर, एंड उसके वजह से मैं इतना इम्प्रूव हुए. सो एक अलग ही फीलिंग आता है कि चलो एक इम्प्रूवमेंट का फीलिंग आता है कि हाँ थोड़ा इम्प्रूव हो गया और मेरा बॉडी साथ दे रहा है. तो वो एक कैसे बताओ, एक ऐसा इमोशंस है जो डांस करने के बाद वो फील होता है. तो आई कैन नॉट टेल, मतलब बिकॉज इट्स ऑल अबाउट यू हैव टू फील इट. तो ऐसा इमोशंस है वो.
सो नर्वस तो सब रहते हैं, बट मेनली डिपेंड करता है माइंडसेट, कि माइंडसेट क्या है तुम्हारा, एंड बहुत फोकस रहना पड़ता है. और मूवमेंट को लाइक तुम ऐसे नहीं कर सकते कि बैटल जीत के शांत बैठ के, लाइक नेक्स्ट के लिए प्रिपेयर करना पड़ता है कि क्या अब अपोनेंट कौन है, किसके आगे क्या राउंड उतरना चाहिए. अगर आपने उसे पहले ही देख रखा है सो काफ़ी चिल रहता है, बट अगर नहीं देखा हुआ नया है तो बहुत प्रेशर रहता है. तो
So what is battle? Battle, I think like it's the exchange of energy, bro. And battle is like war straight, bro. Because the term like it's the term battle itself, it like it conveys a lot.
The battle made us to break for a long time. And only the battle looks like for us it's like a celebrations. And one day celebrations, you train hard and you go get the celebration. That's what made me doing the breaking, for a long time.
In the battle, like, you have to prove that you have to, no matter who is in front of you, no matter, like, if I have my crewmate as my opponent, it's the energy, it's a different kind of energy. No matter what, like, how, if I'm good to you, like, outside the stage, I'm good to you. But, like, on the stage, I'm there to, like, prove that I'm better than you.
Mainly कंपटीशन के लिए नहीं, बट डेली का रूटीन, क्योंकि हर दिन हमें कल से अच्छा बनना है. सो बेसिकली मॉर्निंग रूटीन होता है 3 hours का, देन इवनिंग रूटीन होता है 3 hours का, और उसमें alternate days वर्कआउट.
A dance battle consists usually of 2 or 3 rounds, and there's a similar song playing for both opponents on the right and the left. And as soon as the opponents finish each round, the music switches up by the DJ and gets into another track or another song.
Like, people have different approaches to battle also. Maybe, like, some people are cocky, like, some people, they talk when you battle. Some people are quiet. Some people, like, be like, okay, I'm not impressed.
What happens is, like, it's an exchange of content and also, like, of a discussion, and everybody understands and watches how well someone's having a conversation, and based on that, the declaration of the winner is being announced.
I basically don't really care if I win or lose. What matters for me is if I can be the best version of myself at that moment. So that's really how I mentally prepare myself, because I know I'm practicing daily, and whatever I do will be the result of what I have already practiced.
It's a different ego, like, that says that, okay, you do whatever, bro, I don't care, And some people are, like, very appreciative, like, oh, if this guy does a great move, I'm like, oh shit, it's sick, it's like that.
It's always not about, like, winning the title, it's about, like, making your name, and people should come and say that you are a b-boy, though, like, we really felt it, so that way. Yeah,
it's just the exchange of energy, and battle is like, you have to be the best, like, it's that kind of energy you have to keep in your head, that, I am the best, and I'm gonna show this to everyone watching you, that I am burning you, like, right now on the stage.
When it comes to your battle attitude, right, like, see, like, I don't like to say, like, you should have an attitude. Like, when it comes to me, like, I'm gonna smile, like, that is my attitude. I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna, like, talk to opponent, hey, what's up, bro? No rush there. I'm just doing my work, you come and do your work, all right? No fights, because, like, it's showing your scale, and, like, he gonna show their scale, right? Like, it's about showing love to each other. So I smile and battle, and also there are some b-boys who gonna just come mock you and punch you and all. That's their own attitude, right? But always, like, keep love, like, keep love to each other.
Because everyone wants to be the best, man, and no one wants to lose.
A dance battle is a place where you really, at least for me, like, I bring out a lot of my I guess anger or aggression or whatever, and it's not towards anyone, it's towards everything, and also I guess myself and my journey, I think.
It becomes more easy if you smile, like, but whatever, like, if we do the fighting in the battle flow, end of the battle, like, we're just gonna hug each other and we're gonna spread love, so have your own attitude, but make sure it's not that harmful for anyone.
And it comes out in a battle, you're allowed to feel it, it's a safe space to feel it. So sometimes that leads to me, like, gesturing some things at the crew that later on maybe I regret or I'm not so proud of. But it's all in the moment, and I hope no one takes it personally. Most of the time, no one has taken it personally, so there's no, like, beef that stands outside battles.
You couldn't win if you are not disciplined in your each day before the competition. So we have to eat on time, we have to sleep on time. We have to recover our muscles.
विनिंग के बाद एक ही मोमेंट है कि सब चीज़ याद आता है, ट्रेनिंग कैसे किया था, क्या फेस किया था, और फिर म्यूज़िक तो ऐसा है कि हम लोग कुछ भी प्ले करते हैं, क्योंकि बैटल्स में हम लोग को ऐसा नहीं है कि बता के म्यूज़िक प्ले करते हैं कि ये म्यूज़िक प्ले होने वाला है. ऑन द स्पॉट कुछ भी प्ले हो जाता है बैटल्स में भी, तो हम लोग भी ऑन द स्पॉट कुछ भी जाते हैं, ब्रेक बीट मिक्स स्टेप डालते हैं, सुनते हैं पूरा टाइम.
बट अभी देखिए ब्रेकिंग में बहुत सारे एलिमेंट्स हैं, जैसे फुटवर्क, टॉप रॉक, पावर मूव्स, फ्रेजेस, बट इधर ही ख़त्म नहीं होते. इसके बाद भी एक अलग नेक्स्ट लेवल रहता है. कोई बेसिक्स रहता है, कोई एडवांस, बट हर बी बॉयज़ का अलग अलग स्टाइल होता है. अगर कोई बी बॉयज़ देखिए कोई पावर मूव्स कर रहा है तो ऑफकोर्स उसको पावर मूव्स पसंद है, वो उसका फाउंडेशन है, तो वो वही चीज़ करेगा जो उसको पसंद है। तो इन दी एंड वो मैटर करता है वो किस तरीके से प्रेजेंट कर रहा है डांस बैटल में। ऐसा नहीं है कि आके करके गया, वो किस तरीके से प्रेजेंट कर रहा है वो भी मैटर कर रहा है। तो बहुत सारा है फुटवर्क में, कोई लोग को फुटवर्क पसंद है जिसमें वो लोग ट्रांजिशंस दिखाते, लेवल्स दिखाते और कॉन्सेप्ट्स निकालते। एंड ऑब्वियसली कॉन्सेप्ट्स निकालने के लिए बहुत सारा यू हैव टू गो अंडरग्राउंड, एकदम खुद को रिसर्च करना पड़ता है तभी जाके आता है। ऐसा नहीं है ना, तो लोग सिर्फ सीखते और बैटल्स में करते, बट इन डांस बैटल यू हैव टू डिग करना है, मतलब प्रैक्टिस पे ही डिग करना है तभी वो डांस बैटल में दिख के आता है। अनलेस एंड अनटिल नहीं करोगे तो ऑफकोर्स फिर पता ही नहीं चलेगा आप ग्रो हुए कि नहीं हुए। तो बहुत सारा चीज़ मैटर करता है डांस बैटल में।
The best part of breaking is like push every day, every day you push, you train, you sweating. In the summertime, you're gonna sweat. I used to sweat like a 5 t-shirt, like 5 t-shirt just wet in summer. Just like that, in 1.5-2 hours, you're gonna sweat like crazy and you're gonna wet all the 5-6 t-shirt. And it was like the best part of breaking is like, it keeps you always, like keep you forward all the time, keep you like motivated. You have to learn that move. It keeps you like focused.
So सबसे मेन चीज़ मेरे को जो मोटिवेट करती है चीज़ें, लाइक काफ़ी लोगों से मैंने सुना कि इंडियंस वीक होते हैं और ये होते हैं। सो बेसिकली हमें भी वहाँ जाके प्रूव करना है, लाइक इंडियंस जो तुम सोचते हो इंडिया वैसा नहीं है, इंडिया में भी लेवल है। और मेन रीज़न ये है कि मोटिवेट करते हैं कि, और मैंने स्टार्ट क्यों किया था, क्योंकि जब भी कोई स्टार्ट करता है उससे एक टॉप लेवल पे जाना होता है। सो मेन रीज़न ये था कि मेरे को भी टॉप लेवल में जाना है, तो ये चीज़ मेरे को मोटिवेट रखती है। सो सेक्रीफाइसेस तो काफ़ी हुए हैं, लाइक काफ़ी जब मैं स्टार्टिंग में करता था फैमिली उतना सपोर्ट नहीं करती थी, लाइक तू क्या कर रहा है, और चोट वोट लगने का भी होता है सीन। सो लोग भी बहुत बोलते हैं कि तू क्यों टाइम वेस्ट कर रहा है, लाइक स्टडी कर, ये कर। सो मेनली ये रीज़न था, बट हाँ मैं इससे निकल गया हूँ और आज फैमिली सपोर्ट करती है इन एवरीथिंग।
ब्रेकिंग का कल्चर बहुत ज़्यादा सेफ़ है, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा सेफ़ इसलिए है कि आपको गलत चीज़ों से भी दूर रखता है। ठीक है, अभी मेरे साथ में जो बच्चे लोग थे, जितने भी बच्चे लोग थे सीखना चालू किया, वो एक टाइम पे बहुत ज़्यादा नशा करने का, समझे, मतलब अलग अलग तरीके के नशे, समझे, झगड़ा करने का, मारा मारी करने का, ये सब चीज़ें। जब हम लोग साथ में जुड़ना चालू किए तो सबसे पहले तो नशा पानी जो था वो कम हुआ हम लोग का, मतलब कम क्या, बंद हो गया, एकदम पूरी तरीके से बंद हो गया। सीखना चालू किए ब्रेकिंग, तो एक इज़्ज़त बढ़ती चली गई और एक दूसरे के लिए फ़िक्र बढ़ती चली गई कि भाई ये चीज़ गलत है तो तू मत कर, ये चीज़ बहुत गलत है, तो दोबारा देखूँगा तो फिर साथ में रहने का ज़रूरत नहीं है, समझे। तो काफ़ी सेफ़ है, समझे। एक बोलते ना कि मतलब कि भाई हमको मेरे एरिया में खासकर पता है क्या, जितने भी लड़के जो जुड़े थे स्टार्ट के टाइम में, कुछ ना कुछ नशा उन लोग के अंदर रहने का, कुछ ना कुछ करने का, समझे। तो एक तो ये चीज़ दूर होती है, ये चीज़ एकदम अलग हो जाती है और ख़त्म होती है, समझे। और जो बच्चे होते हैं साथ में जुड़े होते हैं, वो लोग सोचते हैं कि भाई हमको अभी आगे बढ़ना है, ये सब चीज़ें गंदी थी, हमने छोड़ चुकी है, अब हमको इससे लेना देना नहीं है, अब हमको आगे बढ़ना है, ब्रेकिंग सीखना है और ट्रैवल करना है, कम्पीट करना है, अपना इंडिया का नाम ऊपर लेके आना है। तो ये सब दिमाग में आता है और साथ में चलता है। और जब क्रू एक बार बन जाता है तो एक फैमिली बन जाती है, एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बन जाती है एक दूसरे की, आप समझ रहे कि एक फ़िक्र बढ़ जाती है कि नहीं भाई अभी अपने को ये चीज़ नहीं करने का है, ये गंदी आदत है, अभी अपना क्रू है क्या, अपने को मेहनत करने का साथ में, और मेहनत करके अपना क्रू का नाम ऊपर लेके आने का। अभी जो है सब कुछ यही है अपना। तो ये सब चीज़ें बहुत है अपने कल्चर में, ब्रेकिंग कल्चर में।
When you get into the community, like, you know, it's so free that, like, you know, my perception as a rookie, it was like very different. I'm like, you know, these guys might be like, you know, too wild or like, you know, too aggressive. All of these things, like, you know, I was just having in my head. But when I saw them, like, you know, when I met a couple of people, I was like, my perspective is changed, bro. Because it was so free, and people were like, you know, so friendly, like, you know, because they know that it's like, you know, it's you and everyone, like, you know, it has to go through this, you know. So we feel each other.
It started with my 6 boys, 6, you know, my crew people, my family. We are truly family. For myself, there were 6 people. One person is a different, but all 5 was my relative. So for me, it was been easier. For me to get the crew also, it was like it's of all people as family. We know each other from the babies. So that's how we become more stronger as a crew. Everybody was supporting all the family people here.
Let's communicate and let's help each other grow.
It's all about the love. It's literally, it's all about the love. The one more thing, when you're trying something, the move, and every others will give you some plans. See, this person will give you that plan. That person gives you that plan. That guy, it's all, you know, together it's become something powerful.
When it comes to crew though, that is my family, you know, like if you ask me like, oh, what is the reason, or like why you like your crew mates, because that's my family. Like I train every day and I don't do anything else than this. Like I don't work anywhere. I'm a dance instructor, so I'll be always doing this. There is nothing else to do. And the bond which I have built with my crewmate, it's like more than a blood brothers.
You share your feelings. I feel my crew is my, you know, family that I can share everything, whatever, you know, up from low to up, any situation.
Like we share everything, you know, like they know all my downs and ups, and they are the one who always support me. And even though like if I feel bad, they'll be there. If I feel good, they'll be there. Like they're gonna be on all the movement. Like what else we want to like say, the crew is the best part. And when it comes to training, we're gonna have so much fun.
And it's like you know, you wanna, of course you wanna be surrounded with the people who always believe in your vision, right? So you always wanna be with friends who always tell you, okay bro, I believe in you, do what you wanna do. So my crew is like that. They always supported me, whatever. Like if I say I wanna do something, they say, yeah, go for it. You can do it. Just do it. So that's the favorite part about crew, I would say. You know, like more than a crew, it's like a family. And to I would say to call a good crew, you need to become friends before be a crew member.
I would say that being a part of my crew is fun because we have a lot of events where we meet up a lot and train, and also we have members in the crew who are really fun. They even have a YouTube channel, it's called Jod Indian, where they make a lot of funny videos and content. So it's always entertaining to be around them, and I'm glad that I've met them, and I'm just glad I'm a part of the crew.
I don't have any problems with other dance crew, but I always choose to get down with my crew always, because I like to get down with them, and getting down with other crew, I don't feel comfortable. I don't get a proper feeling when I get down with other crew. So getting down with someone, you have to be good in a relationship with each other.
You need to have the friendship as well, also the work ethic. So imagine now you have a friend, and they're also like as you work with them in a team. So that's like you have a nice bond basically. So you won't have any problem working with them as a team, you know, right? So yeah, like to get a good crew, you need to have good friends. That's how crew becomes nice crew, you know.
I think being there for one another, especially during their highs and lows, when a crew has a connection, they always find a way to like meet regularly and discuss how they could improve their lives together. Not just like being the best in dance, but just understanding their crew members' lives together and seeing how they could work a way around it to help one another. I think that's really important. Just to be there mentally, or like maybe call or like talk on the phone, you know. So I think that would be like really important as a crew.
Of course, I consider my crew members as my family because we spend a lot of time together, and like it kind of make up a bonding.
मेरे जो बाकी डांसर्स है, बी बॉयज़ है, जो बाकी के क्रूज़ है, वो लोग से मेरा बहुत अच्छा है. मतलब पूरे इंडिया में मेरा पूरे सब क्रू मेरे से अच्छे से है. बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स मैं सबका सिटीज़ ट्रैवल किया हूँ, सो एक अच्छा रिलेशन बन गया. और प्लस टेंशन भी है बिकॉज यू नो दे आर वर्किंग, मतलब इतना हार्ड वर्क कर रहे एंड दे आर इंस्पायरिंग मी. सो मेरे लिए ये भी है कि ये बंदा इतना मेहनत कर रहा है, यू नो, ये सब एक चीज़ मेरे लिए इंस्पिरेशन है, छोटे चीज़. तो मेरे लिए वो भी एक मतलब टेंशन ही है, बट इट्स अ पॉजिटिव थिंग, इट्स नॉट अ नेगेटिव. मतलब एज अ पॉजिटिव मैं लेता हूँ बिकॉज ऑफकोर्स वो मेहनत कर रहा तो नहीं, एक मेरे को करना है. मतलब ये लोग बहुत इंस्पायर करते हैं, लोग कैसा, बिकॉज जब मैं देखता हूँ वो लोग का थिंकिंग ही अलग है, वो लोग क्या सोच के कर रहे हैं, क्या है वो, एक मेरे लिए ये चैलेंजिंग रहता है कि ओके इसका ये ऐसा सोचता है. तो आई गेस अपन को थोड़ा और नेक्स्ट लेवल सोचना है, क्योंकि ब्रेकिंग इज ऑलवेज, यू नो, इट्स नेवर एंडिंग. यू हैव टू कीप गोइंग इन ब्रेकिंग.
So there was this guy called Sleek Rock and Pride Rock. These two were constant, like, you know, since my beginning days. Rest everyone they quit, and these guys used to travel because they were elder, and there was a lot of competition going on in college events. Like, you know, there were a lot of college events. So I never used to get a chance to, like, you know, enter a college because I was already in school and I was very, very small, bro. So I never got a chance to, like, you know, go and see the college competitions, and these guys were a part of this crew called Funky Disorders. And I used to get down with anyone. I used to just find people and ask, like, you know, oh, bro, it's okay if I get down with you because I don't have a crew. I asked these guys, I'm like, you know, you are a part of crew, we started off together, ask your crewmates, like, you know, if I can also be a part of it. So that's how Sleek Rock and Pride Rock, they introduced me to their crew. I just went to their session once. There was this legendary b-boy from India called Ninja. So I asked Ninja that, you know, bro, I really want to be a part of your crew, and, like, you know, is this possible to, like, you know, for me to join y'all? So he made me battle the whole crew, bro. So there were, like, you know, 12 people in front of me, and I'm just alone, like, you know, battling all of the 12 guys. So I battled them. And then, like, you know, we formed this. He's like, you know, oh, you are, like, you know, you have something in you, bro. Let's kill it in future, you know. Let's be a part of it and, like, you know, take over, like, you know, like this. So it was a crazy vibe because we were all, like, you know, raging, and we were young. And when you are young and you get this kind of opportunity, then you, like, you know, you boost up and you, like, you know, you are ready to explode.
The best part, you know, for me, like, एक example देता हूँ, 3 examples. दे आर लाइक माई फैमिली, यू नो. वो लोग सब छोटे ले गए. जब मैं स्टार्ट किया था क्रू, ये लोग सब इमेच्योर थे, मतलब मैच्योर नहीं थे. सो मैं सोचा कि मैं मेरा नॉलेज शेयर करूँगा और साथ में आगे बढ़ेंगे, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली वो लोग भी ब्रेकिंग कर रहे हैं, और ब्रेकिंग एक ऐसा चीज़ है जो एक दूसरे को कनेक्ट करते. ओके, सो ये चीज़ अच्छा लगा कि हम एक ही एरिया से, द बेस्ट पार्ट, एक ही एरिया से, ज़्यादा दूर नहीं, और हम लोग, यू नो, 24 आवर्स साथ में रहते हैं, प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, तो उससे हमारा बॉन्ड एकदम अच्छा है. और दूसरा चीज़ है कि जब भी हम कंपटीशन जाते हैं तो साथ में ही जाते हैं, यू नो. ऑब्वियसली सब लोग साथ में ही जाते हैं कंपटीशन, बट इधर कैसा है, हम लोग एक यू नो घर पे मिलते हैं, या किसी के घर, या जैसे मेरा स्टूडियो, या हार्ड लक के घर पे, या यू नो स्माइली के घर पे, ये सब मेरे क्रू मेंबर्स हैं. ये लोग के घर पे मिलते हैं, या फिर हम लोग डिसाइड करते हैं वो लोग कैसे जाना है, ट्रेन वगैरह ये वो. एंड जब कंपटीशन से उतरते तब हम लोग फुल हाइप हो जाते हैं, जो हम एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं, वो मोमेंट ही अलग है. क्योंकि जब म्यूज़िक बजता है, जब बैटल होता है, और हम लोग सब कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं, पता नहीं वो क्या, वो एनर्जी, वो कैसा एनर्जी मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता, बट वो बेस्ट फीलिंग्स है इसमें से. और जो थर्ड चीज़ है, हम एक, मैं क्रू नहीं बोल सकता, एक फैमिली बोलूँगा मैं, क्योंकि मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, एक हम क्रू बनने से पहले हम सब साथ में थे, बाद में क्रू होता. उसके पहले हम साथ में प्रैक्टिस करते थे, साथ में खाते थे, पीते थे, और साथ में इंजॉय करते थे, घूमने गए बहुत सारे चीज़, और साथ में ट्रैवल भी किए. तो ये सब चीज़ हम लोग का बॉन्ड स्ट्रॉन्ग किए. तो ये बेस्ट पार्ट है क्रू का. यस, या.
boys in India have proved themselves many times over with their ability and skill, but it's not about the men. The B-girls have made a huge impact in the breakdancing community and culture.
I'm Joanna Rodriguez and my artist name is B-Girl Jo. So I'm a breaker, B-Girl and a yoga practitioner. Movement artist, I would say. And I am originally from Goa. My family is from Goa. But I've been born and brought up in Bangalore. I started breaking here in Bangalore. And now in the past year after pandemic, I've started to slowly move back to my hometown also and just experience that again. I'm very lucky because like I said, my mother said, if you want to do this, do it well. And she told me to quit my degree because I was hating it. And I did my diploma in dance, in Kalaripayattu, ballet, Bharatnatyam. And that was very helpful. It kept me injury free. Even my practice in yoga has kept me injury free, touch wood, for a long time. I started breaking when I was 17 and it was when I walked into Freeze, which was hosted by Black Ice Crew. And I later got to practice with Black Ice Crew and then I joined the crew myself. But it all started for me at Freeze 2013. I was just sitting and watching all the dancers and it was really inspiring. And I didn't think like, I'm gonna start breaking, but I just was really overwhelmed, like, wow, what is this? Everybody is talking, having such a good time, being themselves, so free. So I started doing these moves first just to try it out. But it was just so fun to spend my time doing that. So I ended up doing it a lot. And from there, someone said, why don't you try your first battle? I've been in the crew now for a few years, I think 3 to 5 years, I don't know exactly. And now, like, I'm probably closest to my crew members. And it's not even that we talk about everything, but it's like the same thing makes us all feel alive. And we share that, and that's more than any number of words or any number of things you do together, it doesn't matter. And just spending the day together, like, it feels so amazing. Like, so much conversation happens just through dance. Is attitude a large part of my dancing? I think attitude is a large part of my life. Maybe that's why it's part of my dancing. Like, I have a lot of like strong opinions about the world and what's not fair and what has to change. So I just get to express that in breaking, and that's the attitude that comes out. So many people told me like, oh, it's a phase. So many people were just waiting for the phase to pass. Like, okay, she'll maybe do this or that. But there were some people from the beginning who knew like, wow, I've never seen you so much in your own element as when you do this. And that's the truth. I feel the most in my element with breaking. So I just want to have a center, whether it's online or real. I want to have a community and a space and be a part of other people finding themselves through movement, through dance and through hip hop. That would be like a really fulfilling life for me.
Emotions, like, you know, so you've been doing the same move for a long time, but still you didn't get it. But someday you get that, you just stand and you just feel, oh my God, I know, literally, I have got the move. You just feel yourself, kind of a crying, kind of a happiness in between you will be because you have got that move. That bonding with that move to us, it's kind of a, happy emotion it is. Like, it makes us so happy when you learn your own move. You wanted to create something you've been working hard for a long time. You don't know when you get it, but someday, surprisingly, you get it.
Breakdance changed everything to me, Who I am right now is because of breakdance. Who I am right now, giving this interview to you, is because of breakdance. So breaking helped me in so many ways, not just a dance. It's a whole understanding of your personality, who you are, why you're here. It's just more about breakdancing, it's more about what you see or even I see. It's more about, I'm still searching for it, I'm glad that I found this art form, Because of that, I'm a better person every day. Every morning is a new morning for me. Every morning is I'm like a newborn baby, like every morning. So that's what this art form, made me. You know, I feel strong. I feel, you know, like I have so much to do. I have like for myself, for the people who's behind me. So you understand what I'm trying to say? It's like it's more than just a dance, you know. So breaking has gave me that power to be, you know, like anything you want in this life, anything. So he gave me that strength.
ब्रेकिंग इंडिया में ऐसा चालू हुआ, हम लोग ने जो जब स्टार्ट किया तब कैसा होता था पता है कि मतलब तभी ज़्यादा फ़ोन्स नहीं थे, इंटरनेट वगैरह नहीं थे, सब साइबर कैफ़े वगैरह जाके सब करते थे। और इवन मैं तो पढ़ा लिखा भी नहीं हूँ, मैं 5वीं पढ़ा हूँ, ठीक है। तो अभी जैसे कि मतलब अपन फैमिली में घर में बैठे तो चैनल भी चल रहा है, ठीक है। तो मतलब एक डांस का वीडियो आके जाता है ज़ुब से एकदम से आपके एकदम से, ठीक है। जब भी उतना था नहीं मुझे भी, तो फर्स्ट टाइम हम लोगों ने जब देखा था तो इंडा अरीना एक सॉन्ग है, म्यूज़िक वीडियो है जो मतलब लेजेंडरी गाना है बहुत, मतलब इंडिया में ज़्यादातर उसी को देख के स्टार्ट किया लोगों ने। तो देखा हम लोग ने तो बोला यार ये तो बहुत अलग चीज़ है, तो वो तो एकदम फ्लैश जैसा आगे चला गया। फिर उसके बाद 2 से 4 दिन के बाद में फिर एक और म्यूज़िक वीडियो देखा हम लोगों ने, फ्लाइंग स्टेप क्रू है जर्मनी का, फ्लाइंग स्टेप क्रू। तो वो देख के बहुत ज़्यादा इंस्पायर्ड हुए थे हम लोग। तो मेरा जो फ्रेंड था जो पढ़ा लिखा था, वो साइबर कैफ़े में जाने का, सर्च करने का, उन लोगों की वीडियोस देखने का, और एक उसने वो लिया था आईपॉड, उसमें डाउनलोड करके लेके आने का, फ्लॉपी वगैरह रहती है पता है जो सीडी टाइप की रहती है, उसमें लेके आने का, दिखाने का। तो ऐसे ही करके हम लोग का जर्नी स्टार्ट हुआ।
वो कंपटीशन जीतना ज़रूरी नहीं है, अगर आपका नेचर अच्छा है। मैं कंपटीशन नहीं जीतने से पहले भी मेरे को बहुत लोग जानते थे, क्योंकि मोस्टली कंपटीशन जीतने से ज़्यादा कंपटीशन गेट डाउन करना ज़रूरी है। अगर आप कंपटीशन नहीं उतर रहे हो तो मतलब आप खाली वेट कर रहे हो खाली बड़े कॉम्पिटिशन्स का, और वो भी अगर हारते हो तो फिर आपको कभी मतलब जो रिस्पेक्ट आपने कमाया है वो नहीं मिलता है, क्योंकि छोटा कंपटीशन आप उतरते ही नहीं हो कि छोटा है। पर स्टार्ट तो यहीं से हुआ था ना, छोटे से फिर बड़े गए थे। तो मेरा ऐसा है कि मैं हर कंपटीशन उतरता हूँ, कितना भी छोटा हो कितना भी बड़ा हो।
लोग बोलते हैं कि मतलब कि जीतना हारना मैटर नहीं करता है, ठीक है, बट हारने की आदत नहीं होना चाहिए, समझ रहे। अगर आप जब तक चढ़ोगे नहीं आपको कोई पूछेगा नहीं, समझ रहे हो। अभी सपोज करोगे टोर्नेडो 4 साल पहले कुछ नहीं था वो, ठीक है, इससे बड़े बड़े कॉम्पिटिशन जीते एकदम से ऊपर आ गया, ठीक है। मेरा मानना क्या है पता है क्या, आप जब तक सही से लड़ोगे नहीं, आप जब तक स्टेज पे अपने को खड़े हुए देखोगे नहीं, किसी का थिंकिंग होता है पता है क्या, इंडिया में ना ज़्यादातर बीवोस लोग, मेरे को थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है इस चीज़ से कि ज़्यादातर बीवोस ना सिर्फ बॉम्बे में आने को देखते हैं खाली बस, समझ रहे क्या, मतलब कि हमको बॉम्बे आना है, सेलेक्ट हो गया हम बॉम्बे जा रहे हैं, ठीक है। कोई ये देखता नहीं कि भाई मैं जीत चुका हूँ कॉम्पिटिशन, सीधी बात है। बट मैं अपने क्रूमेट को ऐसा नहीं सिखाता, मैं सिर्फ यही बताया था तुम लोगों को जीतना है वो चीज़, अगर तुम लोग जीतोगे नहीं तो कहीं खड़े नहीं हो पाओगे।
मैं स्लम से हूँ, मैं बोला ना मैं आईपॉड चूज़ नहीं करता तो शायद से मैं यंगस्टर होता या कोई जेल में पड़ा होता या कोई शेडी होता, ठीक है। तो क्योंकि लफड़े झगड़े एकदम कॉमन थे, तो वो एटीट्यूड एकदम कॉमन था कि हाँ किसी से डरना ही नहीं है, क्यों डरना है। तो वो स्टार्ट से मतलब जब से स्टार्ट हुआ तब से ऐसी था, मैं किसी से नहीं डरता था, तो वो ऐसे कंटिन्यू होते होते अभी ऐसा हो गया।
जब हम लोगों ने ब्रेकिंग स्टार्ट किया, अब जैसे मैं वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट वीवो है इंडिया का, तो हम लोग को बहुत दिक्कतें हुई है सीखने के लिए, क्योंकि मतलब अभी तुम लोगों ने वीडियो देख लिया बट इसको सीखेंगे कैसे, ठीक है। मतलब क्या एक फ्रीज करना है या फिर फुल डॉग सीखना है या टॉप अप सीखना है या फिर पावर सीखना है, तो हम लोग के लिए वो बहुत डिफ़िकल्टी वाला टाइम था। मतलब 2005 से लेके 6-9 तक तो हम लोग के लिए बहुत लर्निंग था, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा तकलीफ हुई सीखने के लिए।
हाँ, तो लाइक मैं कुछ बी बॉयज़ के नाम बताता हूँ जो इंडिया के वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट बी बॉयज़ है। बीबो वसीम, बीबो बनी, बीबो साइमन, बीबो हीरा, बीबो ब्रावो, बीबो हॉटशॉट, बीबो निंजा।
4 से 5 साल पहले बहुत डिप्रेशन में रहने का, मतलब काम को लेके और ब्रेकिंग को लेके, क्रू को लेके, ट्रैवलिंग को लेके, बहुत सी चीज़ को लेके। मतलब मैं सिर्फ बैठा रहता था प्रैक्टिस प्लेस पे आके और सोचते रहता करूँ क्या, मतलब छोड़ दूँ ब्रेकिंग, कहीं बाहर निकल जाऊँ, अब्रॉड चले जाऊँ। तो रमेश कैसा आता था जहाँ जूहीनगर जो प्लेस है, अब आने का एक फ़ोन है पे अपना मेहनत करने का, चले जाने का। अब उसको मैं ऐसा देखते रहता था खाली कि बंदा आ रहा है एकदम टाइट जीन्स में, एकदम सैंडो में और गुट्टा खाते हुए, समझ रहे। अब फिर एक दिन मैंने उससे पूछा कि भाई तू डेली आता है प्रैक्टिस के लिए यहाँ पर? यार मैं तेरे को देखता हूँ, मतलब तेरे को देखता तो काफ़ी टाइम से हो, लेकिन तू ब्रेकिंग में क्या सोच रहा है, मतलब तेरा थिंकिंग क्या है, मतलब तू क्या करना चाहता है? बोला भाई मेरे को ब्रेकिंग पसंद है, बस मेरे को अच्छा लगता है, मेरे को करना है। अच्छा, तो मैंने उसको बोला यार तू मेरे साथ में ट्रेन करेगा, मेरे से सीखेगा? बोले हाँ भाई क्यों नहीं सीखूँगा मैं। तो मैंने उसको टाइमिंग दिया दूसरे दिन का, बंदा आधा घंटा पहले आ गया। तो मैं 2 से 4 दिन तो उसको ऐसे ही खाली देखता रहा बस। ये चौथे 5वें दिन में बोला भाई जो तू मुँह में चबा रहा है, जो खा रहा है, जो गुटखा पाने, पहले ये ख़त्म कर, उसके बाद में फिर तू ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट करना। बोले भाई नहीं हो जाएगा, टेंशन नहीं है।
मतलब ब्रेक डांस तो बहुत लेट समझ में आया कि इसको ब्रेक डांस बोलते हैं, ब्रेकिंग बोलते हैं, और ये करने वाले को बी बॉय बोलते हैं। मेरे को तो पसंद आया था जब मैंने देखा था कि स्टंट, ठीक है। तो ऐसा है कि मैंने स्टार्ट ही ये फॉर्म से किया था, और मेरे को लाइफ में अभी भी कोई जैसा डांस फॉर्म करने का मन नहीं है।
वो छोड़ने के बाद में फिर हम लोग ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट किया। अभी कैसा पता है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ जैसे मैं बहुत डिप्रेशन में रहने का, बहुत स्ट्रेस लेने का, काफ़ी चीज़ों को लेकर कि बोला एज बढ़ रहा है और घर में सबसे बड़ा हूँ मैं और मुस्लिम फैमिली से हूँ। मतलब एक समझ सकते हो मतलब मेरे अंदर मतलब कितना प्रेशर रहता होगा सब चीज़ का, काम धंधा नहीं मिल रहा और डांसिंग से पैसा नहीं है बिल्कुल भी, बहुत मुश्किल हो रही है। तो उसके साथ में ट्रेनिंग करते करते ना जो गंदगी थी ना मेरे दिमाग की, वो सब बाहर होते चले गई, मतलब सब पॉजिटिव वाइब आना चालू हो गया। और हम लोग मिलते 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 ऐसा हो गया, मतलब एकदम एक दूसरे के बिना रह नहीं सकते। हम लोगों ने ट्रेन किया, ट्रेन करने के बाद में फिर नेपाल गए, नेपाल जाने के बाद फिर दिल्ली आए वापस से कंपटीशन करके। फिर भोपाल में एक इवेंट हुआ था, तो हम लोग को 2-on-2 उतरना था रमेश को, मेरे को। तो हम लोग ने बोला यार नाम कौन सा रखे यार, मतलब क्रू, मतलब नाम तो रखना पड़ेगा ना उतरने के लिए, भाई अलाउंस क्या करेगा MC। तो बोला भाई रख लेते ना यार, टेंशन क्या है, जो समझ में आता वो टाइम ऑन द स्पॉट रख लेंगे नाम। बोला नहीं यार ऐसे नहीं चलेगा। बोला यार अपन एक काम करता, वो फ्लाइंग मशीन नाम से उतरते, जो मेरा 2007 में नाम था ना वो नाम से अपन उतरते। तो रमेश एकदम खुश हो गया, मतलब बोले भाई नहीं अपन अभी छोड़ेंगे नहीं यार कुछ रखे। तो यार बोले ठीक है। तो जब फर्स्ट टाइम हम लोग जब नाम लेके वापस से उतरे, जो फीलिंग था, तो वो फीलिंग मैं आपको कैसे शेयर करूँ वो चीज़, मतलब लोग एकदम शौक थे, मतलब कि आपको ऑलरेडी पता है कि मतलब एक फ्लाइंग मशीन नाम का बी बॉय है जो 3 टाइम BC1 चैम्पियन है और मतलब इतना बड़ा नाम है उसका। तो लोगों को ये लगने लगा है भाई ये तो उसको शायद से छेड़ने के लिए नाम रखा है, या फिर मतलब समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ। तो कैसे ना लोगों को ज़्यादा हिस्ट्री नहीं पता है और लोग ज़्यादा जानना भी नहीं चाहते, ठीक है। लोगों के दिमाग में से कंपटीशन है, लोगों के दिमाग में ये नहीं है कि पीछे जो चल रहा था, जिन्होंने ऊपर इतना लेके आया, कि हमको वहाँ से स्टार्ट करना चाहिए ताकि अपना नॉलेज एकदम सही से ग्रो हो। तो फिर मैंने लोगों को समझाया नहीं भाई ऐसा मेरा 2007 में क्रू था और अभी हम लोगों ने वापस स्टार्ट किया, हम लोग ऐसा करने वाले। तो तब भी लोगों ने इतना ध्यान नहीं दिया, बोला ठीक है यार कोई बात नहीं। हम लोग वहाँ से आए, फिर अपने साथ में क्रू बड़ा किया, हम लोगों ने 4 से 5 दिन साथ में बड़े प्रैक्टिस किया। फिर रमेश को वापस से ट्रेन किया। रमेश सबसे पहले ब्रीजर जीता।
सो रेड बुल 2015 एंड 15 में फर्स्ट टाइम आया था, देन 15 में बिजी था, देन 16 में इंजर्ड था, देन 17 वॉज माई फर्स्ट ईयर जो मैंने ट्राई किया उसमें, और 17 में हुआ, देन 18 हुआ, देन 19 हुआ। सो हाँ हार्ड वर्क तो किया था, पेज ऑफ। सो बेसिकली मैं मॉर्निंग ट्रेनिंग करता हूँ अपने घर पे एंड इवनिंग ट्रेनिंग करता हूँ क्वेस्ट में, क्वेस्ट द हिप हॉप स्कूल। एंड उसका एनवायरनमेंट मॉर्निंग आई क्रिएट मूवमेंट्स एंड शाम को मैं उसे प्रैक्टिस करता हूँ। सो बेसिकली ये रहता है।
लोगों की नज़र में नाम आ गया, बोले भाई ये नाम है। फिर BC1 जीता।
Now like I'm the first B-boy मैंने लास्ट टाइम क्वालिफाई टॉप 16 तक, मतलब टॉप 16 पे पहुंचा था, इंडिया का पहला भी हुआ। रेड बुल के टाइम पे मेरे साथ तो था शॉकिंग था, क्योंकि मतलब जब मैं होटल गया, एक्चुअली इवेंट से एक दिन पहले होटल गया, तो हम लोग ने जो लोग का वीडियो देखा था ना, उन लोग को लाइव देख के मैं ऐसा था कि मतलब यार ये लोग कैसे करता है। फिर साथ में प्रैक्टिस किए, सेशन किए, बातचीत किए, तो काफ़ी माइंड ऐसा खुल गया था कि मतलब नहीं, मतलब हाँ आप लोग भी कर सकते हैं जो ये लोग करते हैं।
मैंने उस दिन बहुत सही सोचा था कि मतलब ये नाम रखूँगा और उतरूँगा मैं, ठीक है। और आज मेरा क्रू का नाम इतना ऊँचा है और मैं बहुत खुश हूँ इस चीज़ से कि मतलब जो मेरे अंदर जो नेगेटिव वाइब्स जो चलते थे वो सब पॉजिटिविटी में हो गया और मैं लोगों को ट्रेन करना चालू कर दिया। और आज माशाल्लाह से मेरे क्रू के अंदर 11 लोग हैं और मैं उन लोग को भी साथ में ट्रेन करता हूँ।
ब्रेक डांसिंग नहीं रहता लाइफ में तो अभी मैं मतलब नशेड़ी होता है, जेल में होता, तो मैं भी आप लोग के सामने वो मतलब मैं काफ़ी अच्छा फील करता हूँ कि मैं ब्रेक डांस चूज़ किया मेरे लाइफ में। मेरे को लोगों से बात करना आता है, अब मेरे को ट्रैवल करना आता है, तो ब्रेक डांस में पूरा लाइफ ही चेंज कर दिया। मतलब मैं एजुकेटेड भी नहीं हूँ पर सब चीज़ हैंडल कर सकते हैं हम लोग अभी, क्योंकि ब्रेक डांस ऐसा फॉर्म है कि आपको ट्रैवल करके सब चीज़ सीखना पड़ता है, आपको लोगों से बात करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि अगर आप अच्छे से बात नहीं करोगे तो आपको रिप्लाई भी नहीं मिलेगा। तो वो सब ब्रेक डांसिंग ने सिखाया है।
पहले का टाइम कैसा था पता है, पहले जैसे मैं बोला सब लर्निंग थे, मतलब अभी भी सीख रहे हैं, मतलब अभी भी सीख रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब सब प्रोफेशनल हो गए एकदम से, ऐसा नहीं है। मतलब मैं अपना बताता हूँ, मतलब मेरे क्रू का बताता हूँ कैसा होता है। मैं जब फ्लाइंग मशीन क्रू वापस से स्टार्ट किया 4 साल पहले, 2007 में जब ख़त्म हुआ था वापस से स्टार्ट किया, तो मेरा क्या मानना था पता है, जो अभी जो एकदम ही ज़ीरो पे है एकदम, वो लोग को सिखाते हैं और ग्रो करते साथ में और आगे बढ़ते। स्टार्ट में दिक्कत होती है, बहुत दिक्कत होती है, मतलब कि ट्रेन करना साथ में, और सबका अपना अलग अलग स्टाइल है, अलग अलग थिंकिंग है, सोचना। बट मेरा मानना क्या है पता है क्या, आप किसी को भी क्रू में जब लेते हो तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि भाई पहले से वो बंदा ग्रो है काफ़ी, ठीक है। आप ऐसे लोग को दो, ऐसे बच्चे को लो कि मतलब कि वो आपके साथ में रह के ग्रो करे, मेरा ये मानना है। और मैंने इसी तरीके से अपना क्रू बनाया, अपना टोर्नेडो, सोहेल और जितने भी लोग हैं मेरे क्रू के अंदर, ये सब साथ में रह के सीखे हम लोग, ऐसा है। तो ये बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है। और एक चीज़ क्या होता है पता है क्या, आपको एक चीज़ समझ में आती है कि भाई हमको आगे ग्रो कैसा करना है। मतलब ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि भाई आप एक अच्छे बीवो को ही ले रहे हो, एक ऐसा होता है ना कि भाई आप एक बंदा कुछ भी नहीं है, आप उसको बना रहे हो साथ में रह के, तो बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी होती है इस चीज़ की। और फिर उसको आप ऊपर चढ़ते हुए देखते हो तो और ज़्यादा खुशी होती है कि भाई अब नहीं, जो अपने जो पिछला मेहनत किया था वो अभी ऊपर आ रहा है, अपना रंग ला रहा है सब चीज़ें।
मेरा फेवरेट व्यूवर्स बोले तो मेरा क्रू ही है। फेवरेट इसलिए मेरा क्रू है, पूरा क्रू है। फेवरेट इसलिए कि हर एक मेंबर मेरे को मोटिवेट करता है कि अभी ये करना है, अभी वो करना है।
ब्रेकिंग रिस्पेक्ट का कैसा है पता है क्या, रिस्पेक्ट कैसे कमाना पड़ती है, समझ रहे हो। और पहले का टाइम अलग था, पहले का टाइम ऐसा था कि मतलब कि आपको ना आपके पेरेंट्स ऐसा नज़र से देख रहे हैं या कोई बाहर वाला ऐसा कुछ देख रहा है। पर ये अभी सीन काफ़ी बदल चुका है, अभी ग्रो हो गया है काफ़ी, ठीक है। अब इंडिया में काफ़ी बड़े बड़े कंपटीशन है और इंडिया के बीगोस बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रो हो रहे हैं, तो अभी वैसा रिस्पेक्ट मिलता है सबको और वैसी इज्जत मिलती है। तो इसमें कोई शक नहीं है कि मतलब कि आपको रिस्पेक्ट नहीं है या कुछ नहीं है, बट ये भी है कि आपको रिस्पेक्ट कमाना भी पड़ता है। सिर्फ आप खाली रिस्पेक्ट ऐसे ही नहीं ले सकते, आपको कमाना पड़ती है वो चीज़, चाहे वो पेरेंट्स से हो या फिर अपने दोस्त लोग से हो या फिर सराउंडिंग जो भी हो।
Breakdancing continues to grow rapidly and is gaining traction all over Asia, bringing a large young population together, breaking down barriers of race, age, and religion through dance. However, all the training and all the hard work couldn't prepare anyone for the announcement made in 2018.
I hope so, like, you know, people in India change their perspective towards breaking after this announcement. Yeah, I think now, like, you know, breaking is in a safer hands and safer place.
Man, like I felt blessed when I heard the news in first, right? Like breaking being a part of Olympic, you know, like, and I also felt like if this would have happened like few years before, you know, like, yeah, that way. And yeah, it's like big stuff for all the b-boys, man, like the whole community, and for all the b-boys, like everyone liked. And like, yeah, on the first day the post, I think like in India only, like all the b-boys and b-girls, like they have shared it because like everyone is excited about that, and everyone is like looking forward to that, like everyone want to reach there, you know, like, yeah, so happy about that, no?
There are chances that I can, like, you know, go to Olympics, and I'm definitely going to it. And like, you know, the more I'm hearing about it, I'm getting super excited to, like, you know, go to Olympics, because all of these years I've been training, I have been given, like, you know, half of my life to, like, you know, this dancing.
All you have to do is, like, you gotta train for Olympics. Like, for Olympics, like, it's not about yourself, it's about the whole country, your state. First your country, then your state, then if you get a time, you can think about yourself. And if you love to represent yourself to an international platform, that means, you know, you have to just do it. Train hard, you know, just be in that focus and mindset that I'm going to Olympic. And yeah, so I'm super ready for it, you know, I'm going to just train hard and try my best to be in the Olympic, you know.
I've been giving a lot, bro. I've been, like, you know, training really nice and really, like, you know, really well for, like, you know, this competition, bro. I'm like, you know, in a good shape, and also, like, you know, I'm in a good place to represent India, bro. I feel like, you know, even if, like, you know, if Olympics is in next month, I'm ready.
I think breakdancing being recognized in the 2024 Olympics is going to be a really positive thing to look at, because I'm guessing b-boys will probably get sponsored by brands which the government will sponsor us, as in to travel to another jam maybe, and yeah, give us more respect and recognition, you know. So I think it's a good thing for sure.
Right now, since I coach a lot and I teach a lot of kids, and I'm teaching full time, like b-boying, I'm not really sure if I would compete in the Olympics, because I'm 29 now, and by the time the Olympics happen 4 years from now, 30, 31, 30, I'd probably be like 33. So we'll see. But if not me competing in the Olympics, I'll probably be like one of the trainers for sure.
For 2020 for Olympic I have no plan yet, but मैं कुछ सोच रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे 1 से 2 साल चाहिए खुद को थोड़ा सेट करने के लिए in terms of money, और इसीलिए मैं अभी ये साल और मे बी नेक्स्ट ईयर का मिडल तक मैं आई थिंक मेरा मेन फोकस रहेगा मेरा काम, मैं डांस करते रहूँगा। और यस, जैसे सबका ड्रीम होता है कुछ बड़ा करना, कुछ इंटरनेशनल जाना, तो मेरा भी है, मैंने वो चीज़ गिव अप नहीं किया है। लेकिन एक बार मैं जब सेट हो जाऊँगा मेरे करियर को लेके, तब जहाँ से मुझे पैसा आ सकेगा और वो पैसे से मुझे मेंटली स्ट्रेस नहीं होगा, और मैं अपना डांस जो है, जो मुझे करना है, वो चीज़ मैं अचीव कर सकूँगा फिर।
And I see how it can be really good in some ways. Like a lot of countries like India and like other countries may get a big boost in terms of like being able to go to international jams, forming connections with international dancers. That'll all improve. But at the same time, there is the downside of what if it gets taken too much as a sport. But I try to trust, hip-hop has gone through so much commercialization, and there's still a small underground vibe, small but strong. And I just hope that in the face of commercial stuff, the real hip-hoppers will feel that disconnection and therefore root more into real hip-hop. So it can go either ways, but at the end, I think the real thing will survive either way. So I hope that goes well.
मतलब ऐसा है कि ना, मतलब काफ़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी बढ़ने वाली है और काफ़ी डोर्स खुलने वाले हैं हर चीज़ के लिए। मतलब आर्टिस्ट को अच्छे से काम मिलने वाला है। एक बोलते ना कि मतलब कि अभी हमको पहले किसी पेरेंट्स को समझाना पड़ता था कि भाई अपने बच्चों को सिखाओ, ठीक है, अब वो चीज़ की ज़रूरत नहीं है। अभी 4 दिन पहले की बात है, मेरी स्टूडेंट थी, लड़की थी छोटी, तो अब उसके भी पेरेंट्स को मालूम पड़ा कि भाई अभी ये चीज़ ग्रो हो रही है और ये चीज़ ओलंपिक में आ चुकी है, तो वो लोग को छोड़ के कम से कम 2.5 से 3 साल हो गया। अब वो लोग मेरे को कांटेक्ट करते हैं, बोले सर हम लोग को वापस से सिखाना है और अभी इतनी सारी चीज़ें हो रही है और ब्रेकिंग इसमें आ गया है। तो मतलब ये खुशी होती है कि मतलब कि चल भाई अभी पेरेंट्स भी आ रहे हैं सामने से कि भाई सिखाओ, बच्चों को सिखाओ ये चीज़ में। तो अच्छा चीज़ है कि मतलब कि इंडिया से रिप्रेजेंट करेगा ओलंपिक के लिए, जीत गया तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, ओलंपिक गोल्ड मेडल मारा तो बहुत अच्छी बात है।
And now you see, it's gonna go more out. It's gonna reach out to masses. You know, people know what this thing is, so it's gonna go more further. It's never gonna stop. It's never ending process. You know, it's gonna keep on go. It's gonna keep on go. It's like we're in a circle right now. It's just gonna keep on go. So yeah, like I'm super excited for every morning. What's happening? What's gonna happen?
So I started my breaking scene. Before that, like I saw breaking when I was a 15 years old kid. I was playing in the street with my friends, you know, like and there was a guy with the big dreadlocks, you know, like big dreadlocks, and like we went crazy looking him, and like he called us saying that like, why you guys are wasting your time here, just come, like I will teach you guys something new and stuff. So when we entered, we saw like a big graffiti wall, and like we were so excited watching that, and we felt that like that's the main attraction, and that's how we get started, you know, that graffiti wall, that boombox, it like really like how to say attract us.
About respect towards dancers, I think in India there's a lot of dance culture. There's classical dance, then there's Bollywood dance, and then you have contemporary, so many styles of everything and breaking. So I don't know if there's like a special respect for breakers or street dancers, but I think there's a growing understanding and people always knew, okay, this is a dancer. It's not easy, like 100 people will tell you 100 times, 100 every day about how you should have a backup, and that's something I'm still struggling with. Like I was telling you, my degree exam I'm still giving. Sometimes I'm like, why am I giving it? But everyone tells you to have a backup, so I guess there's still a little fear about what it can be, but respect-wise, I think it's growing quite a lot.
There is a lot of tension in other cities, but in Bangalore city everything's cool. But I mean, with a lot of new breakdancers arising, there's always going to be tension, and there's always going to be rivalry, there's always going to be like hate, you know, like it's always going to be there. I mean, not just with breakdancing, but with any kind of sport. Everybody wants to like compete against the best, everybody wants to take out the best, everybody wants to like be the best, you know. So it's always going to be there. So I would say like it's a common subject and it's in all kind of sport.
The scene in India is like going so much now, so much. I mean, you see people are, you know, just training every day. You see new kids are just, you know, like coming up with new moves, new stuff. So it's just rising like that, you know, it's just going up every day, every day. Competition is like, level is so high. Now you see, you know, like from international b-boys, they're recognizing us, you know, they know who b-boys are there in India. So like we are like, we are outside now. People knows us from all over the world, like what we are doing in India.
I would say the one word that could describe me in today's time would be consistency. Because no matter what, I kept going. Because I come from a time of b-boying in India where there was hardly any opportunities. There was no point of return for anybody to feel like, you know what, I could do this full time and make a living of it. Nobody thought that. And I was one of the first guys to leave my home, leave everything behind just to pursue the dance. So I came from a time where it seemed impossible. And I kept going and I kept going and going and going. So I'll say consistency. That would be the one word that describes me.
As far as my physical condition goes, I was born as a weak child. Like I was so weak, I was, you can say, in hospital for 2 to 3 years. But because of breaking, now you can say I'm in the best shape of my life.
I've been dancing from 9 years now. It was when I was 15, that was my first breaking, and I started with my boys.
The difficulty, the thing which like not many people can do, that was the thing that inspired me to pursue this art form.
I feel it'll resonate with everyone because there's so many aspects of it. It's not just this one thing. It's like there's music, there's movement, there's athletics, there's creativity, so much creativity.
I'm also getting excited every day. I want you all to be excited as well, because there are a lot of things that are coming up. You just have to be ready for it. And now breaking is in Olympic and everything, right? And now you'll see it's gonna go more out. It's gonna reach out to masses. People know what this thing is. So it's gonna go more further. It's never gonna stop. It's never ending process.
I've really been feeling music these days, and before that, it used to be the people around me. I used to get a lot of motivations from the people surrounding me, and there's like some competitions. There are people from Delhi, from India, and my inspiration also from outside the world. So these guys used to give me a lot of motivations, and right now music is giving me a motivation.
I love music, to be honest, I just love music. I have a lot of artists, I just like dance on it. I listen to like R&B, I listen to R&B, jazz, sometimes disco, disco vibe, rock and roll, and James Brown. So there are a lot of, like soulful music, I listen to trap nowadays, but it's like I just love music. So I can't just, tell you particularly, I just love music. So whatever you play, I just love it.
Every battle, we used to like battle each other and we used to connect through the dance and it got fun. And then after that, we used to just always hang out and stuff.
We make a showcase, we'll give each person a round and they'll just have to, DJ will play random music. You just, whatever you learned, you just have to go on the music, everything.
For people who want to start dancing and take this up professionally, I would say like, don't look at it like too deep. Don't be like, oh, I want to be the professional. I want to be like the guy doing this full time. Just take it step by step, day by day. Look at your progress every day and your consistency towards the art. Regardless with whatever you do, like whichever style you do, and eventually as you keep getting better, you'll know and feel that, this is what you want to do.
Breakdancing continues to grow and unite people of all ages, races, and religions. And as the sport continues to grow, there's a huge anticipation of the 2024 Olympics in Paris, France, where breakdancing will make a full Olympic debut.
If there's one thing that excites me the most about breakdancing, it would be about how I see myself 10 years from now, Like, it all depends on how I live 10 years from now. Like, how I keep living this life through 10 years. That would determine my future, like, down the line.
So what excites me about the future of breaking is like, is that it's in the safe hands. We can literally, we can proudly say that we are athletes now, and finally now it has become an Olympic sport. I think it's in a safer place, and it has a really bright future now.
When I started, there were so many people inspiring and they've been, that's how, we just got so many people now. And we got so many battles, because of them. I couldn't mention it, but there are so many people and so many old crews still alive. They are still breaking.
It's pretty much new as compared to the adult world. I feel it's really growing at at a good pace. And if this keeps up going, I think we're gonna be doing pretty well, man.
Really a big push for us to claim our mark in the society and
going. Now we have more than 10,000 b-boys in India, more than that, so maybe history can grow more for sure.
We are growing really fast, and I think people are not ready to it's just gonna come out really explosive, I think, in coming times.
When someone talks about breaking, if I am sleeping also, I will just wake up and set off, because that's everything. I like to know more and more, and I like to do more and more in break.
There have been so many injuries in my life. I have also I even been into ICU because of my breaking. So there have been many challenges. But still, sometimes I feel it's worth it, man. Because this art form is something, I can't really explain what it feels to me. But the inner part of me says you have to do this only, because this is something that you were born to through.
When we break, is like, you know, breaking itself is a inspiration, because like, you know, no matter how old we get, we'll always be a b-boy.
अभी ब्रेक डांस कर रहे हैं इसलिए मतलब लोग मेरे को जानते हैं क्योंकि मैं 1000-1500 लोगों के बीच में अकेला नाच सकता हूँ। मतलब अगर मैं जब ब्रेकिंग नहीं कर रहा था तो मैं ऐसा खाली 1000-1500 क्राउड मतलब खाली वीडियो में देख सकता था। तो मैं मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसा इंस्पायर हूँ कि ब्रेक डांस ऐसा चीज़ है कि लोगों का लाइफ चेंज कर देता है। मतलब जैसे कुछ बोलते हैं ना, किसी का कोई नशा किसी का लाइफ चेंज कर देता है, वैसा ये ब्रेक डांस है। मतलब हम लोग को डेली चाहिए, ये डेली करना है, डेली ट्रैवल करना है, प्रैक्टिस के लिए ट्रैवल करना है, लोगों के साथ ट्रैवल करके मिलना है, प्रैक्टिस करना है, सेशन करने हैं।
Like mentally, like, you know, physically, like, you know, how, like, you know, whatever is your age, but like when you dance, is like, you know, you're always a kid.
As I told you, breaking changed everything. Breaking just changed everything, my lifestyle to everything.
So what happens is, like, you know, when we get old, we sort of, like, you know, try to think different. We should never forget the kid inside us, you know.
When I was born, right, when I understood, when I was a little older, like, you know, I was 10, 11 years old, 7 years old, I always think about like what's happening out there. I always had that like curiosity, like, you know, what's happening out there. Like, I always want to know what's happening. Of course, we are living in a Western culture. Like, we know we are from India, but everything is from Western culture. So we grew up in that Western culture, right? The society is so sad, like if you can't speak English, they'll judge you. So even if you do speak English, then they say, no, don't speak English, like you're forgetting your, you know, Indian culture. That's sad, that's bullshit.
At that time, people didn't actually knew about this art form, so there were no places to practice. I used to practice in the parks, I used to practice outside the shops, and then there was, you can say, family pressure. Then you have to get a job to get settled. So, and it's still there, the pressure is still there.
If you literally, like, you know, feel it from your heart that dancing is something that is the best way to, like, you know, express your emotions, or, like, you know, the best way to convey your story, don't have, like, you know, double thoughts with it. Like, you know, just go with it and be the best that you can, and be the best that you are. Be the best version of yourself, because this can help, like, you know, with a lot of self discoveries. You know, dancing might, like, you know, open up, like, you know, dancing and can, like, you know, take you to, like, you know, to your own trip to your own self, and, like, you know, maybe it's just a self discovery, bro. You might find a lot of different aspects that you are good at by just dancing. So don't have double thoughts on it, just go for it if you really feel it from your heart.
ये एक्साइटेड हूँ, अभी जस्ट ओलंपिक्स में आए, आई नो अभी आगे जाके स्कूल कॉलेजेस में आ जाएगा। तो बट ये चीज़ प्रॉपर होना चाहिए। जैसे अभी बी बॉयज़ को एक जस्टिस मिला है ऑब्वियसली, बिकॉज जब स्कूल कॉलेजेस में आएंगे तो ऑब्वियसली उनको कोच लगेगा, एज अ टीचर लगेगा, एज अ स्पोर्ट कैटेगरी में जो ब्रेकिंग अच्छे से सिखाए, एक इंटरनेशनल स्कूल या लोकल स्कूल। तो आई गेट तभी बी बॉयज़ या बी गर्ल्स लोग के पास वो जॉब का अपॉर्चुनिटी रहेगा। ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको अलग जॉब करना पड़ेगा, इन दी एंड उन लोग को सिखाना पड़ेगा। सो ये फ्यूचर में बहुत एक अच्छी चीज़ है। तो आई एम जस्ट वेटिंग आगे जाके और अच्छा चीज़ होए। एंड ओलंपिक्स में आ गया तो इट्स अ बिग थिंग, एंड एवरीबडी इज़ रेडी फॉर द 2024 पेरिस का थिंग। एंड अभी सब कुछ चल रहा है। सो लेट्स सी how this goes. Yeah.
Breaking in India is in a very important stage. I mean, the World Finals just happened 1.5 years ago in India. So the effects of that are still changing, and I see a lot of changes professionally and in the dancers. Because this happened to me when I went to Outbreak and I saw what it's like to be a professional dancer. I think a lot of people in India got that opportunity at the World Finals, and people are just like really much more professional. I think they're taking themselves seriously, and I think that's the first step in other people taking us seriously.
Attitude is like same thing as confidence. If you have a good attitude, if you have a good confidence, then your body will react to the music.
I think it's a blessing that, like, you know, we have got, like, the Olympic Committee to, like, you know, accept this, and recognizing, like, you know, how much what it, and, like, you know, recognizing the efforts that, like, you know, b-boys take to, like, you know, to build themselves as, like, you know, break dancers or b-boys. So it's a great achievement for us, and I think, like, you know, definitely see a brighter future, like, you know, for breaking.
So that's really how I mentally prepare myself, because I know I'm practicing daily, and whatever I do will be the result of what I have already practiced. So there's like nothing much kind of a tension in the event. I basically don't really care if I win or lose. What matters for me is if I can be the best version of myself at that moment.